All right, so we're diving into something pretty interesting this time.
Yeah.
Looking at how each of us can play a part in creating a more positive world.
Right.
And we've gone through some really insightful perspectives on this. And it seems like the overall message is pretty clear. A better world
Yeah.
really starts with us,
Absolutely.
with each of us individually and how we think and act.
It really does.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that power we each have.
Yeah.
It's not about waiting for someone else to fix things or for some big event to change everything.
Right.
The sources we've looked at really emphasize this idea,
Yeah.
that positive change, it starts from the ground up. It
Yeah.
starts with you and me.
Absolutely so.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about some of the practical ways we can bring more positivity into our lives and the world around us.
Okay, so let's jump right in. One of the concepts that really stood out in the material was this idea of the ripple effect.
Oh, yeah.
This idea that even something as simple as a smile
Yeah.
can set off a chain reaction of positivity.
It's amazing how far a little bit of positivity can go, right?
Really.
Well, it's like you throw a pebble into a pond and the ripples just keep spreading outward.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is the potential for that to grow exponentially.
Right.
Think about it. You say a kind word to someone,
Mhm.
it brightens their day. Maybe they're a little more patient with the next person they encounter.
Right.
And so on and so forth. The sources even pose this thought experiment.
Oh, wow.
Like, what if everyone intentionally engaged in these small acts of kindness and gratitude every single day?
Right.
The cumulative impact, it could be massive.
Yeah. I mean, it's really powerful to think about.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder, where does that initial ripple begin?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the sources are pretty clear on this. It all starts with the individual.
Right.
It starts with that internal shift that we can each make.
So it's like an inside-out kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our inner state, it really influences how we interact with the world. If we're constantly bombarded with negative thoughts, it's going to affect our actions and our interactions with others.
Yeah.
The material really highlights the power of our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Making that conscious effort to replace negativity with optimism. It's not just about feeling better.
Right.
It's about laying the foundation for positive action.
That makes sense.
And there are practical things we can do to cultivate that positive inner landscape. Practices like self-care, making time for yourself, gratitude, consciously appreciating the good things in your life,
Right.
and mindfulness, being present in the moment.
Right.
These are all powerful tools for shifting our mindset.
It makes sense. You can't really give what you don't have, right?
Exactly.
So speaking of influences,
Mm.
the sources also touch on how our environment and the people we surround ourselves with,
Yeah.
they can have a big impact on our mindset too. It's almost like common sense, isn't it?
It really is. We absorb the energy of the people around us, whether it's positive or negative. So this raises a really important point about the environments we choose to be in.
Right.
The sources suggest being intentional about seeking out individuals who uplift us, who inspire us and offer encouragement.
Yeah.
Those connections, they can create a positive feedback loop,
Right.
reinforcing our own efforts to be more positive.
Definitely something to think about. And in today's world, a big part of our environment is online.
Oh, absolutely.
And the material acknowledges that social media, it can be a double-edged sword, right?
For sure. It's got its pros and cons.
Yeah, you've got negativity on one hand, but then there's also so much potential for good on the other.
Exactly. What's really interesting is how we can consciously use those digital spaces to spread positivity.
Right.
The sources encourage us to think about sharing inspiring content, supporting positive causes, and engaging in meaningful online conversations. We can choose to be a source of positivity online rather than just passively consuming whatever comes our way.
I like that. So we've talked about some of these bigger concepts.
Yeah.
But the sources also bring it down to a more practical level. They talk about the power of small actions.
Oh, absolutely. And it's almost a relief to realize you don't have to do these grand gestures to make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you don't have to be a superhero or anything.
No, not at all. The material emphasizes that even seemingly insignificant gestures can have a surprisingly big impact. Like helping a stranger, holding the door open for someone,
Right.
genuinely appreciating your loved ones, telling them how much they mean to you,
Yeah.
or simply being a good listener.
Right.
These everyday actions, they all contribute to those broader waves of positivity that we were talking about earlier.
Right. Those ripples.
Exactly.
So to kind of bring it all together,
Yeah.
it seems like creating a more positive world, it's not this distant, unattainable goal.
No, not at all.
It really comes down to each of us taking ownership of our own mindset
Mm-hmm.
and actively looking for those opportunities, big or small, to bring more positivity into our own lives and the lives of those around us.
That's the core message, you know? It's both a personal responsibility and a fantastic opportunity.
Absolutely.
Every interaction, every thought, every little action, it all has the potential to contribute to a more positive reality for everyone.
Yeah, I love that. So for everyone listening, think about just one small thing you could do today, just one tiny ripple you could set in motion to start your own positive chain reaction.
Yeah, that's a great challenge.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
It's been great,
It has.
really insightful.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Okay,
we'll see you next time.
sounds good.